Hi guys, TinaGale here, and I'm so excited to be joining Audrey with her 12 days of holiday scrapping. And so be sure to check out the links down below to check out her YouTube channel, and she will be creating a layout all 12 days, and then she's invited 12 artists to come along with her. And so today is my day, and so day 5. So the assignment was to choose 5 items to put onto the scrapbook page. So I will talk about that when I get to the end because it's actually in the embellishing. So I had 2 photos and they were one portrait, one landscape. And those are really hard for me to scrapbook together. And I tried to decide maybe just scrapbooking one of these photos and not doing the other ones, but they were both so cute. I really wanted to scrapbook them both. And then I asked my daughter if I had to choose which one, and she was the same way. These were 2 of some of her most favorite pictures from her time at Disney, and so I just decided to figure it out. So in the beginning, I went with several different kind of designs and layouts, trying to put them together. And in the end, I decided to go ahead and trim the one down to a 4x4 so that it wasn't quite as difficult to work with. And just decided to create kind of a big square block design with different layers of paper, and then keeping with that square design with my photos and embellishments. So when I finish, there's going to be like this journaling card, the embellishment to the top. So everything's going to create just a big square within the square. So I started out with my white cardstock, trimmed it down, and sewed it with red thread onto some red cardstock just for a frame. Since everything that I was going with was square, then I really wanted to emphasize that square starting out from the outside. I'm working with the Elle Studio Merry and Bright collection, and this was part of my Scrap Room double shot kit. So I'll add in some other embellishments and things from other collections, but the bulk of all of this is from the Merry and Bright collection. So I just cut a couple of different kind of square shapes for the backgrounds, and then this long strip at the bottom with all of these words. I loved the words on it, and I wanted to at least show some of it. I really liked that where it said, "Hey Santa," so I wanted to make sure to include it. I also struggled a little bit because there was that ho 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 on the right hand side, and I loved it, but it was really distracting from the photos, but it was cute. So I ended up trimming that off and then just squishing that long horizontal strip in. For the top embellishment, this moon and Santa Claus with his reindeers, that's a silhouette cut file that I've had, and it actually had several layers to the moon, but I didn't want it a big focal point, but I definitely wanted to include it. So you'll see that I ended up cutting 2 layers, but I'm going to end up taking away that snow paper and just use the gray moon behind the Santa Claus. So you're going to see that move quite a bit. I struggled with it, where it was going to go. It left me some kind of empty white spaces in there that was really bothering me, and so I don't know, I move around with it quite a bit. And there was also originally, I had said my day was day 5, so I needed 5 of something on my layout. Originally I was thinking these wood veneers, and I really liked them. They're part of the Elle Studio Merry and Bright collection, and so that was my intention starting out. I was going to use 5 of these wood veneer shapes, but then it's also going back to that moon with that Santa Claus. I had a piece up there, a long strip with wording on it that I really wanted to use, and at the end I end up just taking it completely away. So you're going to see some of that kind of come and go too. So this layout was definitely a work in progress the entire time. I had pulled out these other embellishments from my kits, and I love this red and pink ampersand, and I wanted to repeat that pink and that red in all of my little cluster areas. And so I definitely wanted to put that in there. And this I Love Christmas, I just thought that was too cute. But when I originally started putting my embellishments around, I knew I needed something underneath. So I ended up doing some of this thread kind of wrapped around my finger and stuck in there. I know there's several people that do that, and it's not something I've ever gotten into for my layouts, but on this one I really needed something under there, so I thought, that would really help, and it would pull that red too into the other embellishment clusters. So I just wrapped some red thread around my finger and then just tucked it up underneath there, and then pop dotted my wood veneers and stuff. Then here for my journaling spot, that was just a 3x4 card in my stash for some previous kits, and I ended up squaring it up because it had the rounded corners so that it would look like a list. And so the title and the journaling and all of that is going to come down to about Santa making his list and whether these girls here got onto the naughty or the nice list. So I really wanted that to look like Santa's list. So I used my spiral notebook type punch across the top, squared up the other edges, and I'm going to include some like a subtitle and stuff down there. So here is that wood veneer, and it says magical moments, I believe. And I really wanted that in there because I thought it fit so well with the photos and it being Disney and all of that. And I just couldn't get it to work. I moved it around on the moon, and I don't know. You can see here, I mean, it's okay, but there was a lot of space around it. So here's where I'm kind of seeing, well, can I just use Santa and take off the other? And it's like, no, I really want that moon. So here's about where I decide to take off that polka dot and move that where it's tucked up underneath the pictures, wondering if I will like it. Well, I ended up doing a compromise where I put it a little bit under the photo, but I wanted to have it going off of my patterned paper so that it really brought the photos to the background of the page. Everything was joined together. So I set on that, and then I decided on my title, and I had another sticker sheet, and there was this one that said Dear Santa. So I decided to stick that in there because I didn't have enough room to put all of that with thickers. I even looked on my Silhouette cut files to see if I had a title, and I was going to do it, but it was really too big. And I found these red stickers, and I just loved the font, so I decided to go with it. So the block letters are Chamel's from last year, and then these scripty ones are like really old. And I had the capital G on there, but once I put it all in there, it didn't fit, so I switched to the lowercase g. And so then I just absolutely fell in love with the page. So it says, Dear Santa, define good. And then on my notebook page, making a list and checking it twice, and then I'll go ahead and put my journaling down in there. So for my 5 things, I ended up, since I had to take that one wood veneer away, I ended up doing 5 sequins, and then I'm also going to have 5 enamel dots. So hopefully I'll get bonus points since I used 2 different items with 5 of each, since my original plan didn't work out. But in the end, I absolutely love the way the layout turned out. I'm so glad to have these scrapped. So be sure to check out Audrey's YouTube channel. I'll have the links down below, and check out on my blog as well. And I'll have a list of all of the artists that are contributing so that you can check out their YouTube channels each day for the 12 days of holiday scrapping. So here are some still shots, close-ups, and thanks so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.